Train the muscles, not the joints. Welcome to another Natural Gallant Bodybuilding workout vlog. Live workout vlog. So what I'm going to be doing tonight is some walking lunges, and I'll probably do some shoulders and tris. I'm thinking I'm going to do half my body tonight, but I may be inspired to do something else. I don't know, we'll see. After I do walking lunges, especially when I do walking lunges and I get heavy with the walking lunges, I'm not really inspired to do too much. So we'll see how I feel, right? Last night I was at Murph's gym Christmas party. Constantly looking for food. See, there's gotta be something somewhere, huh? Oh, there it is. That's what you've been looking for right there. Hey? I did get a picture of those. Those are good. Oh, no. I'm gonna have a couple of these. Well, maybe I should move this bar. A couple of these are good. These are healthy. These are the healthy vines, right? This isn't really a part of the plan. I was pretty good though. I only ate some like licorice and you know, some chocolates and stuff, but I didn't actually. I don't drink anyway, and I didn't do anything bad as far as my diet goes. Not really, you know. But anyway, yeah, we'll see how I feel today. I feel a little flat. I didn't have as much protein yesterday as I probably should have, so we'll see how this goes. But yeah, here it is, the live workout. So welcome back to another Natural Gallant Bodybuilding live workout, and I'm going to be keeping you company here and there in between the sets here because, you know, obviously I can't talk to you when I'm lunging because I'm pretty busy, you know, I'm pretty busy there, warming up my butt to make sure everything feels good. So yeah, so the general principle today is I'm going to split the body into half, okay? So today I'm doing the shoulders, tris, and legs workout. And sometimes, you know, I choose one body part and I say, okay, this is really what I'm going to concentrate on today. So today I wanted to put a little bit of extra effort into legs. And I wasn't worried about putting extra sets for shoulders or triceps into my workout. I really just wanted to concentrate on legs, you know, because I had taken a day off, and I find legs are really important to train hard. They really are important because they do help raise up your metabolism. You know, more leg mass means more muscle mass. More muscle mass means higher metabolism. More metabolism means easier time with fat loss as well as, you know, overall development. I mean, most of the time I won a lot of my bodybuilding shows on legs alone, really. I mean, because there were guys with better biceps than me, there were guys with a better chest, but ultimately the legs really completed the package on stage. So I find leg development is really underrated by most bodybuilders, and most people are just looking to get those abs, you know, and the nice chest. And I think that's why there's this obsession with physique now, because a lot of guys can just get away wearing board shorts on stage. They don't have to worry about doing those really hard squat workouts in order to get the good leg development, right? So here I'm just doing a stretch. Now I'm really tight today. I usually can get down even farther, but ultimately I stretch sometimes if it feels right. So some people have been asking me about stretching. They say, do you stretch? Do you have a regimen and everything? You know, this is really what it looks like. If I'm tight, I stretch that area. It's kind of like if I have an itch, that's what I scratch, you know? So I don't have a specific structure where I have to stretch a certain way. I don't have a regimen as much as I have just a body awareness, and I can, you know, sense if my hamstrings or my adductors really tight, then there I go. I just stretch them out. It's important to warm up for walking lunges, right? Because you can pull something pretty easy. So make sure those hammies are good. Right now I'm just trying to work out some trigger points with this thumb. Use the thumb and just dig the thumb right into the hamstring, and it just helps spasm that muscle, helps relax, reset it, right? So sometimes when you train muscles, they might develop a trigger point or a spasm. So I'm always working on that stuff as part of my warm-up, right? Another thing that's important to note with walking lunges is that, I do the double pump as far as to, you know, stop the momentum. So I go up and then up again, you know. It just keeps you from, you know, rushing the one-legged squats or the lunges, you know, because a lot of people try to run through them. And also I'm doing multiple sets of warm-up. I'm doing, you know, just body weight for a couple. I did 40 pounds for a set, and now I'm doing 60 for a set or two. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm making sure that area is warmed up, because under stretch and instability, that's where injuries can happen, right? So just remember that. If you're going to have instability and a stretch, then you want to make sure you're good and warmed up. Okay, so I'm gonna do some walking lunges with the 90s. And yeah, sometimes the grip is the problem with these, the struggle, right? But I like walking lunges because you do get that hip flexion, right? So you're bending the knees, right? You know, here's your hips, and then you come up, you know, you really squeeze that butt and move to the next leg. So it does give you a different type of stimulus than one-legged squats on, you know, the barbell, right? Or on the squat rack. So that's why I do these, right? It stimulates the leg in a different way. You just want to make sure you're warmed up with these and that you're not using too much momentum, because momentum and instability are two dangerous, they're two dangerous variables to incorporate. So if you have momentum and instability, you know, you can get injured, right? So you gotta be careful. A couple more sets of that. Take about 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes in between. So I love doing workouts like this because it helps you get out of your comfort zone when you are used to doing squats every workout, or used to doing, you know, one-legged squats, or maybe it's stiff-legged deadlifts or hack squats. Like, everybody has their favorite muscle groups and their favorite exercises for those muscle groups, right? So it's important for you to break that habit. It's important for you to break out of that, because some exercises will really hit certain muscle groups hard, but then other muscle groups get left out of it. So that's why I force myself to change exercises. So this is kind of like an addition to the question I answered in the Friday Q&A about whether you should change exercises. And I did in my last actually training vlog. That's what it was. It was my last training vlog. I answered that. You know, it's so important to change exercise around, because there are all these different muscles that you have a chance to activate, and different muscles that you have a chance to actually stimulate in order to grow. And funny enough, you know, sometimes you'll do a one-legged squat, and then from doing the one-legged squats and stretching and working different muscle groups, then your actual squat goes up in weight, or sometimes your endurance goes up in the squat. So it's really important for you to change all these things around and just see what your body is responding to and how it responds. So then from there, you can prioritize which muscle groups or which exercises are most important. You guys ready? Huh? You ready? So it's not really about which one's right or which one's wrong. It's more about finding out how your body responds to different exercises and different types of stimulus, right? I find a lot of people get so messed up with the details. They get too detail oriented. They're worried about doing the right thing all the time. But what if there is no right thing? What if there's just a bunch of different tools, and you just have to find out how each tool works on your body, and then from there you can start to sculpt, right? And that's really how it is. It's like you're an artist, right? You've got different tools, and each exercise is a different tool. Each rep range is a different tool. Each range of motion is a different tool, and it's up to you to find out how your body responds to those tools. more. I stayed up too late last night. That's Kyle Murphy's fault.
How hard is this be? You're still in your 20s.
At Murph's gym, I had to drive out there. It took an hour and a half to get there, an hour and a half back from his Christmas party. So thanks for inviting me. But I'm dragging it today. It's another reason why it's important not to get down on yourself, because sometimes there are different factors that are influencing your energy levels. Sometimes it's sleep, sometimes it's just a different sleeping pattern. Sometimes you just ate a different type of food or a different macronutrient profile the day before or the day of. You know, so the most important thing is just to make sure you put in the effort when you're there. And sometimes you'll have good days, sometimes you won't have, you know, extremely energetic days or strong days. But if you just keep on going, just keep on being consistent, that's really what makes gains. That's what makes gains happen, consistency. So you can see, I give myself enough rest so that I can have my breath come back, right? I don't want my breath to be the weak link. I don't want my cardio to be the weak link. Although that does happen. You know, I do work cardio, especially with walking lunges. You work a lot of your cardiovascular system too, but you want to make sure that comes back so that way you can really push the muscles hard. The muscles become the weak link, not the cardio, right?
Probably have them. How's it going?
Good. You're on YouTube right now. We're live. You're a star now.
You don't ask for much of a star, do you?
Nihan? Nihan! There he is. Nihan! Oh, there he is. I'll just point Nihan out to the camera. I'll just point you out to the camera. Nihan! Hey. Nice. I'm going to do some leg presses right now. I'm going to drop a little bit of high rep leg presses with some calves. Because the fans want to see it. The fans, oh yeah! If I was a WWF wrestler, that's what I'd be talking like. Maybe that'll get my channel going if I talk. Yeah, if I talk like WWE, maybe I'll get more subscribers. Maybe that'll happen. Oh yeah! That's right. That's right. Yeah, no, I don't know. I gotta play again a Street Fighter. I haven't had a chance to come to your house, but yeah, we're gonna get some of that on film. Yeah, I'm gonna get that on film. Yeah, it's all about harvest the chi, right? Harvest the chi, harvest the chi. And Arukin, harvest the chi, Arukin. See, I was doing that in the video game. I'm gonna get some water first here, and I'll go to leg press. I'm talking to my friends here, talking to my friends, my real friends on YouTube. Talking to my real friends on YouTube. All right, here we go. Alright, just gonna rep out with light weight here. Just get a pump in the quads. Now balance this in the weak link on leg press. That's the nice part about it, right? So, you know, you want to do a combination of balancing movements and then movements where balancing is not the challenge, right? So it's a nice thing to get both in there. So it's not about which one's better, it's more about incorporating both in your training. I'm gonna have to move the seat back because I like it when the seat's back so I can bring my quads down a little bit more. So I'm just gonna go to 6 plates today. Because like I said, this is just a finisher type movement just to get a pump, get some blood in there. And then I'm gonna do some calves too, right? So I try not to slack on calves too much. Gonna get some calves in. See, when you have muscle knots, it blocks out blood flow, and that'll inhibit recovery, right? So you want to make sure you have blood flow so you can have recovery. I'm just talking to my camera over here, so don't worry. I'm not going nuts. Not totally anyway. The thing I like about leg presses is that they emphasize certain muscles that will not hit absolute failure during lunges or squats, because there are other muscles and other joints that are involved that may hit failure first. So the neat part about leg press is that it will hit certain muscle groups that you probably do not ever get to push deep into failure. So it does help with the overall development of the leg. So that's why I like to mix movements up, mix different exercises up, do stability movements and do stabilized movements. And through using both together, you get the synergistic type of effect and you get overall better muscle mass from it. You'll also notice I never lock the knees out. I never lock the knees out. Okay, let's do some calves now. So you'll notice from the leg press calf extension or calf raise that I'm doing, I'm trying to explode off the bottom with the movement so I get that extra squeeze at the top. It's just a technique that I do once in a while. I play around with explosive type movements, and a lot of powerlifters use this, a lot of people that are involved in power sports, and this is a way that you can activate different fibers of the muscle. So again, you want to make sure you're really warmed up, and that doesn't mean that you're bouncing the weight off the bottom of the movement either. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just exploding for the concentric part of the motion, exploding for the upward lift. Okay, just to get that extra squeeze, but it doesn't mean I'm bouncing off the bottom, especially in a real extended range of motion. Okay, so you want to be careful with that. That's why I took a few plates off as well. I want to get down to 4 plates and just use some easy weight, but it's more about just the explosion, just to get that extra squeeze at the top. So I will mess around with slower reps. I'll mess around with faster reps. All the different reps will hit different types of muscle fibers. Explosive reps will help with neuromuscular recruitment and basically coordination and power. That's what it means. And from recruiting coordination and power, you recruit the fast twitch fibers, which will contribute to overall muscle mass in that muscle group. So that's why I'm doing that. So because I did more sets for legs and I'm kind of drained today, I'm gonna do some shoulder press Just standing shoulder press, then I'm gonna go right to triceps. Okay. Some of you out there have been asking about whether I do standing shoulder presses or not, and here's your answer. Yes, I do them. I use them quite a bit, but lately I haven't been training a lot of front delts just because I feel like my front delts don't need the work. I need to conserve a lot of my front delt strength for chest workouts, and so I'd rather train my chest a little bit harder and lay off the front delt a little bit and just concentrate on the rear delt and the side delt mostly, okay? But if I was going to say my favorite shoulder exercise, I would say the seated barbell shoulder press. For one, it's way better for hitting the front delt just for this reason, okay? When you're doing standing shoulder press, you have to stabilize with the spine, you have to stabilize with the upper trap, and a lot of times the movement is a little bit of an arc because you are standing straight up and down, whereas when you are in a shoulder press, you can kind of cheat out a little bit, so it's just a slight incline, and therefore you can keep the stress on the front delt. Now, also with dumbbell press, shoulder presses, I find that I have to, use a little bit of energy of getting the dumbbells into place. And sometimes by doing so, it's a little hard on the joints, sometimes hard on the bicep tendons and all this. I find that it's just better to have a good seated press, but our gym has two major flaws. One is the Smith machine is horrible and there is no real front shoulder press, seated front shoulder press. So I wish it had that for sure. The hard part about training legs first. Frequent training, you have to do it, right? But when you train legs first, a lot of times the blood's in the legs and just it's tough to get the energy to the other parts of the body. But it causes an overall body adaptation. That's what I'm going for, right? So I'm not going for PRs, right? All right, just gotta take the camera down and set it up differently. So. The trick is not to swing the arm forward too much because you don't want the momentum just to bring your arms up. Unless of course it's helping you get more of a squeeze in your tricep, helping you get more of a burn or tension. So you have to go on feel. And I know a lot of you guys don't have the ability to feel yet. As you rep out, you're going to get that mind-muscle connection. It's going to happen. Now I can use a lot more weight, but today I'm not really feeling this in the tricep as much as I would like. So I'll go to cable or to dumbbells on a bench or something. So you can see from the tricep superset there, or giant set, that I'm doing multiple different angles, and I'm also not only doing the press down, but I'm also doing almost like a close grip bench press type of movement downwards. Okay, so this helps hit just a different part of the tricep, but I'm just trying to squeeze out those last little extra reps, right? Because a tricep extension is different than a press. Okay, so a lot of times it's called tricep press down, but really what people are doing is tricep extensions downwards. So I'm actually doing a press down in its real essence, you know? And the reason why it just helps extend that set. It really helps me hit a deeper level of failure in the tricep and really get that great pump. So try it out, you know, go from a press down to a tricep extension and vice versa, and try that out. You'll find that you'll get a much deeper pump and a deeper burn in the tricep from doing this.
thanks for tuning in. That's your Sunday live workout, and I'll see you next Sunday. Oh yeah, thanks for sharing my stuff.